Welcome to the video lesson, second part of place value system. In the last part, that is the first part of place value system, I made this concept clear. That is why we are using place value system in mathematics. Using only 10 digits, we can write any number. This is the first thing. Second one is what is the meaning of grouping and how it should be understood. So this concept I made clear. Now the next stage is we should teach this concept to the child by way of activity. Therefore, in this lesson, let me show you a simple activity which we can use to make the child understand the concept of place value. So this is the lesson 2. That is the second part of the same lesson. So let us take one activity method. This method is not something new. It is not my original idea also. In fact, this is the method my mathematics teacher used when I was in primary school. Of course, the teacher used very simple method. He used blackboard and convinced us what is the place value and how it should be understood. I am actually taking the same idea, but activity I am doing in a different way. So this is one important thing I would like to draw your attention. See, this activity has 5 stages. The first stage is this. First, you must take a few beads, for example, 50 or 60, keep it ready. Buttons, it can be buttons also, beads also, whatever is convenient for you. It's the first thing. Now, what you have to do is keep a few beads, preferably less than 9, in the beginning. For example, it can be like this, say 5 or 6, whatever number. And now you must ask the child, and you must keep one notebook ready, notebook or slate also okay. Then the child should count this one, how many such beads are there. Then the child should write it. That's all. This is the first thing. But before you start this activity, what is very important is you must make the child to sit quiet and be attentive, because listening is the one skill we should develop in children. Unfortunately, nowadays we don't develop this skill. Students are not having patience to listen. That's the problem. See, if you go to any school where, especially the small children, this quality, this skill we should develop right from the beginning. And parents role is very important here. Therefore, definitely by engaging this type of activity, you can develop this skill. So now, once you can give some 3 4 such cases, say 5 beats or 6 beats or 7 beats, but it should be less than 9. It can be 9 also. So, and child knows how to write this number. After counting, the number should be written in the notebook. Now, in the second case, what you have to do is take, for example, 12 beats. Say, for example, like this. Now, you must explain like this. See, these 12 beats can be grouped like this. Say, one is one group which contains 10 beats and remaining 2 separate. So now you see here, you can even actually write like this. 110, this group is 110 and remaining 2. Now you prepare the place value chart like this. 10 place and unit place, then write 1 2, then you say 12. Therefore, meaning of 1 2, when you write like this, it is 12. But 12 actually means there is one group which contains 10 beads, and there are 2 unit beads. So total it is 12 only, but writing is like this. And now you can explain this one means actually 10 because it is in the 10th. This is unit. So this is the idea. Now the step 3, what you have to do is, see, now the idea is this. In the first step and in second step, you are explaining and then you are demonstrating the concept, what is the meaning of place value. Now at this stage, what you have to do is repeat the same activity by changing the number. Now you can ask the child. Now slowly the child should do this one. Therefore, you give some 15 beats or 12 beats or 13 beats and help the child in the step 3. So that child must make a group of 10 and the remaining. Then this should be written in a place value chart. So this is the first thing. So this can be repeated for 4 5 times. So this is second one. Step 4, what is the difference? once the child is able to understand, because in the step 3 it is mixed, that means you are also taking part in the process and child also takes part in the process, so it is actually a partnership. Then in the fourth, what you have to do is, once the child is able to understand the rule and ready to play, you give more different cases actually. Now you can even increase the number. For example, it can be more than 20, more than 30, more than 50, like that, whatever, so that child will enjoy grouping the beads. And then the number of groups should be counted and you should be written. See, the idea is always, activity is always first grouping, counting number of groups and individual beads, then writing in the place value chart. So this is the activity. uh, at this stage child should group base beads and write the numbers in the place value. This is the thing. Now step 5, there is a small change. The understanding of the place value should be strengthened by providing some different activity. See, now up to step 4 what we have done is, you are using the beads and you are conducting the activity, and then of course the idea is made clear. Now what you can do is, you can take A4 size paper and divide it into, for example, 4 parts. In the first part you can show this type of dots. Even you can avoid this one and directly you can write this one only in the same order also, in a line and column. And then you say show like this. This is the just block 10 dots, remaining 8 as it is. Then you explain, see, this is 10 one group, this is 8, therefore I can write 1 8. So 1 is in the 10th place, 8 is in the unit place. So this is the idea. This you can do for about 3-4 cases or more cases also, depending on the situation. So this is the last stage of the activity. Now what is very important is, before you organize this activity, you should clearly understand the significance of each step. Every step is scientifically planned. Note this. In the step 1 what you are doing is, you are creating a learning situation. You are creating a learning situation. And in the step 2, learner is passive, child is not active. Child is made to listen carefully, observe carefully and try to grasp, and you are active. The teacher is active, learner is passive here in the first stage as well as second stage. Of course, in the first stage at least you are giving some opportunity for the child to begin with, but still you are more active in the first 2 stages. In the third stage, you see, very important, you are allowing the learner to perform act to gain first hand experience. Very important. But you are also helping. Learner is active and you are not totally passive, you are helping. So whenever there is a need, you should extend your helping hand in grouping and in writing everything. So this is actually mixed. Teacher is also active and learner is also active. In the fourth stage, this is practice stage, where learner is active, child is active, you are the onlooker, you are the observer, and whenever there is a mistake, whenever there is some help is required, there you can just give the help. So these are the 4 important stages, and the success of the activity depends on how well you organize these activities. Number 1, in the before you organize this activity, first you must see that child should be disciplined, it should sit and it should take interest, you should grasp everything you say. Whatever rules and regulations are required for performing this activity, it should be clearly stated, it should be clearly guided. Otherwise what happens is, this activity becomes meaningless. Then in the 5th stage what you are doing is providing another type of experience for generalization. For example, instead of beads you are using a paper, and you can use pencil, then you can use dots, even you can use tally mark, whatever, but idea is same, and that you are using for strengthening the learning. So this is the 5th stage. Now very important issues are there which you have to understand with this. Ready-made materials are available. If you ask me, why should we do all these things with beads and all? If you go to market, actually this type of educational teaching learning materials are available. See, This is one such thing. This is called a card. uh, and in most of the advanced schools, where in modern schools they use this. It is not something new, since they are but the problem with this one is, of course, it is my personal view. See, this is structured actually. See here, what the teachers do in school is, they give this type of ready-made card. This is 10, this is 100, even you can use 3 digit also. This can be used for 3 digit. So this is unit. Now they give this card, and what the child has to do is, for example, suppose it's already ready made, so there is no chance for the child to group it. See, the real experience child gains only when you give some bits, say 25. Child should make 10 group. Here it is already done. This is one 10 groups, and this is 100. And what fun is there, because it's a parrot like say learning. So the best method is, don't use structured material. This is structured. So you must use the material which I have suggested, that type of material, so that child will have the opportunity of grouping, because the very idea of grouping is the basis of decimal system. So that you have to make understand. So that, therefore, that is better than this. Second one is, school have to use this one. Now you may think, why school should use this one. See, imagine in a class of say every class in school, normally there will be 20 or 30 students. Suppose the teacher uses 50 or 60 beats with every child, and in primary school, duration of one period is maximum 40 minutes. So it is not practically possible. Therefore, this is an alternate thing. That's one thing. Therefore, we can't say that this is wrong. In a school setting, definitely, because of the practical difficulties, this is allowed, and there is nothing wrong also. But at home, when you are performing the same activity, it is better to use simple material. This is one thing. Second one is, in school, and another very important thing is, they are all very costly, because it is prepared by some company, and they are in terms of quality and look, they are very good, and durability is also maybe there. Therefore, you see here, they are using this. A same teacher can use this one in different classes, and school can preserve this for many years. Therefore, they can afford to buy this. But as individual parent, we need not invest money for this type of material. Instead of that, whatever material available, only those things we can use, and we can teach the uh, so this is very important. Now, some important issues you have to understand. The first one is, after using this for 2 digit, should we use the same for 3 digit? If you see that educational kit which contains this type of teaching learning material, even they have 1000, that is for unit, separate dots or separate say beads. Then for 10 there is one single unit. Then for 100 there is another one, even for 1000 also. But just think whether it is necessary for your child to repeat the same activity for 3 digit also. So this is a very important question. Answer is both yes and no. You may be surprised why it is both yes and no. See, let me explain. If you think it is needed, because you have to decide, and if child likes the same activity, second one, or the child needs some more experience to get better understanding, answer is yes, it can be used. So this is the first thing. Second one is, say for example, when you are teaching cycling to child, when the children are learning cycling for the first time, sometimes additional wheels are fixed, so that as a safety measure. But once the child is able to ride the cycle, these wheels are not necessary. Same principle can be applied here. If you are able to convince the concept of 2 digit number, place value system for 2 digit number, once the concept is understood, there is no need to use the same activity again and waste your time for 3 digit, because 3 digit requires lot of, see, a child has to group 100 bits first, then 10, then unit. So it is quite laborious in terms of practical say difficulties. Therefore, always we should know how we have to organize the activity, and where you have to stop also. And very important is this, any method or approach in teaching has its own limitations. Please note this. This is one danger, because I worked in a teacher training institute. Suppose one good method is introduced to the student teacher. Normally they think that it is a very good method and they try to apply everywhere. So this is one limitation. Actually all methods have limitation. Therefore user should know how much you have to use, where you have to use, when you have to use. All these things comes through personal practice only, personal experience. And any method you can just suggest this is the way you can do it, but ultimately whenever you are using the method, you should see how best you can employ and what is the limitation, what best way you can use this type of activity in learning. That is one first thing. Second one is, no method is an end in itself. For example, one danger is this. See, nowadays, sometimes in the field, educational circle, many educationists say playway method, playway method. Sometimes it is glorified. Imagine, the purpose of using this type of activity is to make the concept clear. That's all. It is not for making fun. Very important. Imagine, suppose this activity, the child likes this activity very much, and every day the child wants to play with beads only. Then you cannot proceed further, because you will be there only. That is just understanding the place value system. Next you have to teach addition, then subtraction, then division, multiplication, so many other things. Therefore we should know when we have to stop. So it has its own dangerous effect also. So if the this activity is done too much, and if child starts liking this activity alone, then the very purpose of organizing this type of activity is defeated. This is one thing. And there is a concept which you have to understand: instrumental value and intrinsic value. We are using this activity as an instrument to achieve something else, because we want to teach the concept of place value. So to achieve that one, we are using this game or this activity. But the moment that is understood, this activity should be stopped. Say for example, there are activities which are having intrinsic value. Say take physical exercise. It has intrinsic value. We are doing physical exercise because we want to gain good health. So even if it is painful, we do it. So that type of activities are say intrinsic value, having intrinsic value. But this type of activities which we do, our purpose is entirely different. We want to teach the concept, therefore we are doing this one. But the moment our purpose is served, this type of activity should be completed. So this is very important. So let me conclude now. If you like this video, please subscribe and share with your friends. In the second video, I have tried to give you an idea practically how we can teach this type of concept. Let us meet in the next lesson. Most probably I am planning to share with you some of the ideas regarding development of computational skill, taking addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Thank you. Let us meet in the next session. Till then, bye. Take care.